What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog coming on in here with a late night training because it's necessary. I need to do it. I have to break it down. I messed my channel up. Let's just go there. And I've been doing this for over 7 years. I've talked about it inside my YouTube course. I talk about it in a lot of my brand building, group coaching. That was a whole different thing. And I break it down that, when this channel started, I was documenting my journey. I was Gary V, I was talking about making money online. I was talking about motivational topics and commentary. And then it started to, change, right? I talked about jobs, making money forever, investing, the stock market. I have several videos that document my investing journey in real estate and all that good stuff, the good, bad, and the ugly, trucking, the good, bad, and the ugly. But along the way, I messed up the channel. And this is how I know I messed up the channel. One is, I should probably be at 150,000 subscribers, right? But that only comes when you have a very niche topic. I tell everybody in my classes now, if you want to talk about one thing, talk about one thing. Create a second and third channel if you want to talk about other things. You can't just pivot and change in the middle of that, right? YouTube don't like it. Sending a bunch of traffic off the platform, they don't like it. There's several things. And if you DM me in my DMs on Instagram, and I don't want to get ugly, but you guys can't be if every time you ask me questions about Instagram or YouTube or any of this stuff, I'm gonna send you to pick a consult, get up out my face, because people are like, hey, I got a quick question. There's no such thing as a quick question, and that's part of how I know messed up my channel. Okay, so really, when I post a couple videos about getting remote jobs, the conversation is like, oh my god, thank you. I'm looking for work. I ain't got no money. Well, the channel was never meant for people who didn't have any money, who are in like dire straits. Right? It was never meant for that. The channel was meant to give you inspiration and things to do with the money you're making when you're making decent money. Investing. We've gotten away from talking about investing on a consistent basis, and it kind of irks me. So I created the Just Stop Profits channel. I think we're at 900 subscribers, but I'm gonna start pushing it for the rest of the year. And I'm just gonna go over there and every day, kind of not every day. Let me stop that lie right there. About 3 times a week, you'll have content that's on updating on my energy stocks, the Russia, what I think about, why am I investing in this? Why is it making me money? Why this particular stock? It's a part of the reason I brought Diamond Dave into the sphere of the classy climb is because I had a desire to talk about the money I place every week, like I did when I worked for my Papa John's job. Why am I putting 20, 30, 40, 50, $100, $200, $300 away each week into certain dividend stocks and certain stocks? Because I see this particular future for them. And so that'll be over there on that channel. We're not going to do any more of that on the main channel. The jobs, listen, I see the desire for y'all to work, to do the job thing. And so I'm going to kind of put over a remote job channel and just kind of push things I'm hearing, work, places y'all can get jobs, all that good stuff over there because it definitely draws in a different demographic. I put a video up on how to make $18 to $30 remote, and half the people, one, weren't even listening to the video, like, where's the job? Where's the link? And it brings in a certain type of demographic. So the make money online itself makes a certain type of demographic, right? Because even when I started out with make money online, the more I talk about what's really going on in the marketplace, people are like, "Oh, you're being doom and gloom." So I blew my channel up. I messed my channel up, and I know that. That's part of why you guys have been hearing me forever talk about advertising, work with the ad company, because I blew my channel up, right? I just did, right? You could be P Diddy and talk about anything. I'm not P Diddy, right? You could be Tim Pool and talk about anything. You can be Joe Rogan and talk about anything, but it didn't start that way, so it makes a mess of the channel. And when people question, well, why should I buy this or that course? I'm going to go over it in here. Why this or that course, right? So this is something you'll see from here on out, basically, now that we got the marketing team in there and the VAs, everybody's on task together because it'll explain the rest of the year's moves and transitioning I'll be doing, right? So um, investing stuff on the stock channel, job stuff on the job channel. There's people that need jobs. We're gonna talk about you getting jobs over there. The make money online, that's all that stuff is still there. I mean, I've got 2,000 videos. I can't move a lot of this stuff. So really it's still gonna stay commentary, current events, you know what I mean? Interviews. Really, if I could change the title of this, I'd literally say interviews, conversations with friends, business friends. Um, and then the membership channel, the membership stuff where people pay membership, I'm gonna go in depth on their land, what we're doing, projects we're working on, because that's off to the side. It's not on the main channel. So ladder income. This is something that I put out a ebook years ago. I'm gonna update it. I'm gonna update a couple different things this week. And I think we have 3 different ebooks coming out, which I know drives people crazy, but they've been behind schedule and needed to be put out. But essentially, what is ladder income and what has this channel always been about? Jobs feature other streams or your business feature other streams. Your job is here. It's the base lay. It's the top part. It's the top part of the yellow little upside down triangle. 5%, 7%, 10%, 15%, 20%, 30%. So you got to have the income from the job to even get in this conversation about laddering your income. When I start telling people like, okay, $20 a week, you need to do this and that. Oh, well, I can't afford that. Okay, well, then you're still at the job part where you need to go get a better job or you need to work on your budget. This is why I say, Dave Ramsey works for what he works for. People do need a budget. People do need to understand how to spend their money, how much they're spending, where they're spending it, where's their money going, what are their money leaks, which is such a good word, but where's your money leaking from your life? If you could just figure that part out, you'd be doing so much better. So again, if you're watching this channel and you see the 2.0 edition of ladder income and all this stuff, I'm trying my hardest to get you to understand like until you get that income in a place that it makes sense, it doesn't matter all the investment conversation in the world ain't gonna do nothing for you. You know how I know? Because I will look on my channel and I've been out here for 7 years. There are people who were beginners to watching this channel. They will come in the comments on Facebook and the different groups and even on the comments. Oh, is Lending Club still good? Is Prosper still good? Is this still good? What's that telling me is over the past 7 years, you have not progressed in your career. You have not progressed in the discipline that, hey, every week I'm gonna put $20 to this. Because if you had been disciplined 6 years ago when you first started watching me, $25 a week would go to something. Whatever it is, if it's just a savings account or somewhere you can't see, you would already be thriving in that thing. You shouldn't be having that conversation 6 years after watching my channel. And I can tell who like again, YouTube is formatted for people to just watch, laugh, and enjoy. I don't want those people over here. Like I enjoy you laughing, I enjoy you watching, I enjoy you enjoying my commentary, but this channel is formatted for people who want to take investment advice, do actual projects or build businesses and grow from it. That's just the difference, right? Um, I went to a training and I've actually been several consultants have like jumped on me, you guys, for just everything, right? Because they're like, man, like all this stuff you're doing is like $7,000 worth of content. And I know. But because I've started at such a low price point, I've started the channel's a mess. I have to build up from that. I have to kind of like segue from that, right? So again, this is the main mantra of this channel. Your jobs feed the other streams, or your business feed the other stream. Once you get your marketing for your business kind of going up, and you can really stabilize putting $25 to $100 a week away. Once you start getting on that repeat, when you talk about 500 a week or 1,000 a week, it won't be this crazy thing because you've built such a system. Okay. And trust me, you'll, before you know it, if there's an emergency or something, you can draw from it. But when we talk about tax liens getting 18%, when we talk about REITs, dividends, we talk about all these things you guys can invest in to get all these returns. I'm always talking from a position that you have a high paying job, that you take that money and then you go forward, right? And a lot of people fight you on that and tussle with you on it. And it's like, baby, like this just the math. The math ain't mathing. Okay. How to structure better. So, okay, this is kind of what you guys will see. Like I just told about, jobs will be need more money, need a job, need a remote job. That's what's gonna be over there. The channel when I talk about ladder income and like interviews, it's gonna be conversations with friends, right? You need some money. Okay, you need some focus, you need some energy, you have value to give. You can't be in a position like, I'm gonna make money online. And I ask you what's your most valuable thing you have to give people, and you can't name it. I can't create a value for you if you don't have any. And that's okay if you don't have any, because I literally was listening to somebody the other day say, man, I went and got these certificates in this thing. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. And I was like, can you teach it? He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, it was so interesting to me. I loved it. And so in that moment, right, even the people that are going on Udemy and these courses, a lot of people complain about buying courses. I'm like, if you're buying courses and you actually get some value out of it and you actually are certified to train someone else in it, you got value out of it. Now you have value. Turn it into something. So that's the really the structure of the 3 channels, if that explains that better. All right, courses and classes. Why am I explaining this? Because it needs to be explained every time. Whenever you build more than one thing, right? If you go see Terry, you do them in stocks, right? And she got two courses. You got a VIP course and a regular course, right? Uh, Many people, Diamond Dave, same thing, right? Todd Millie got a billion courses, right? But that's a different model, right? He's more Instagram. But so again, here, tax lien course. It's been my most selling course over the history of the 7 years of this channel. I know y'all think that's crazy, but over the history of this channel, it's been my most selling course. If you see ads running the rest of this year, you know what the ads are on? Tax lien course. That's it. That's the only thing the marketing team is running for the majority of the rest of the year. Why? And it's a low product. It's like 197. But if you have 5,000 people buy the tax lien course over a year, what is that? That's $1 million, right? So keep it simple. Keep your marketing very central focus. People like to put people in a box. They can't think when you put them in more than one box. It hurts their brain. They just can't do it. Okay. So 365 days a year, you need 5,000 course sales. That's 13 or 14 courses a day being sold. That's it. All right. So let's even go there. All right. So just tax liens are for people who are wanting to maximize their retirement, people who want to put that money over there and get high returns, people who want to get the land. We've got students who've purchased vacant lots at auctions, able to quickly get that title under their name and do some things. And so a lot of times people have misinformation out there on the internet. And even when we run our ads, they'd be like, "Oh no, you can't do that." I'm like, "Okay, again, sir, you're incorrect. There's 50 states. You don't know all of them." Right? So again, that's if you see me always talking about tax liens for this year, that's what it's about, right? That's the main ad that runs for this channel. It runs on Facebook, it runs on YouTube, and that's what we have. Okay, the YouTube course. Getting 10K a month with less than 10,000 subscribers. That was the original name for it, and I should have kept it, but I didn't. The YouTube business courses, I want you to understand I'm obsessed with YouTube. Obsessed because it's such a life builder, it's such a business design. I mean, people can hop on this thing and act a fool if they want to. Um, and still get paid for it, right? Just the silliest mess gets paid. People got videos of birds. People got videos sitting outside their house in Alaska with time lapses and making a ton of money. All kind of crazy mess makes money. And so I'm not a big respecter of, oh, this person has 100,000 subscribers. It means they're certified. I mean, maybe to some sponsors it does, but micro influencers, every single article you'll read says over and over, micro influencers make more money because they have a niche, more involved audience. So take that what you will. Rise of 20. Listen, I'll put it to you this way. There's a girl I know who started her YouTube channel literally out the rip. Now, yes, it was credit, but out the rip, she made over $4,000. I mean, selling DY books and credit repair like right off the gate because people are looking for that day and night. Okay. So Rise of 20% class has over 150 hours of content, credit, business credit preservation, business, online businesses, marketing. I mean, there's over 40 or 50, coaches that have come through there. And people are like, why is it 1,500? And I'm like, because honestly, if you pull every single one of those coaches individually, they're over $300 to $500. Every single course they have, every single person I'm named. I mean, I think even we have um, one or two dudes in there who literally their courses are $2,000. Right? So again, Nas, the Duru, real estate, everything. We got a ton of stuff in there. It's just chock full of goodness, and like I'll forever promote that because I just know, and I give y'all specials all the time on it, right? Because I just know the value in there. So when people are like, oh, something's missing or this is missing, I'm like, baby, you ain't watched 150 hours of content, so don't tell me about nothing else missing. Please don't. Digital real estate, building a online brand and marketing. Digital real estate is why I'm here. Digital real estate is why Brother Ben X is here. But digital real estate is why half the people you gonna see gonna come up. I mean, let's just be really honest. Ashley J, one of our affiliates, she literally sold like a $25 book. She has 64,000 clients that purchased, which made her 1.6 mil over a course of a year. Oh, over a course of 2 years. And people are like, well, her product's $25 and da da da. I'll say, yeah, but her email list is 64,000. She could sell them anything every day of the week. And as long as it was cheap, some of them might buy. So she has a powerful going for it business off just the email list alone. Okay. But we break more of that down there in the middle, digital real estate. And I'll be adding more content to that, more content to Middleman to Millions, just as the year goes on. Middleman to Millions is building a service business without doing the heavy lifting, marketing, advertising, talking to subcontractors. I mean, if you've ever been a manager at a job, you could do this. I mean, it's not that hard. I did it for years. It was a very enjoyable thing, especially when you can start giving them more shares. Like, hey, just make yourself a subcontractor, make your 1099. Here, I'll give you more. I'll give you 60/40. Like, do all this stuff. And really, that person gets into you feeding them leads, like, hey, just show up here and get money, that they become very loyal. So, uh, true retirement nomad movement. So, you see all these people, we've been talking about them quitting their job, they quit and they going home. And we've already explained to y'all, majority of those people are married women with kids or women with kids, and they just gonna have to figure out how to do something. You see the van life is exploding. You see the rural home life in the middle of nowhere, right? That's exploding. Why are those things exploding? Because people, the math on them staying in the city didn't work. The math on them living certain places did not work. They had to move. Them kids being home from school was eating a hole in their pocket. So, true retirement is if you don't got no debt, man, if you ain't got no debt, you gone. You can do whatever you want tomorrow. But most people have a place they live at and a car they pay for. Just saying it. Most people do. Thrive number. What's a thrive number? What do you need to make it, but also thrive, right? We don't want you out here eating rice and beans in Mexico in a tent. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not a thrive number. You may be retired, but you are also homeless, right? How much work do you want to continue to do? Because what I've noticed is even when I talk to people who are in their 70s in real estate conferences and events, they still doing work, right? People are living to be 90, 100, right? There's people who are school teachers who retire at 70 something. And then they like, well, damn, I still need something to do. I'm going to be a tutor. I'm going to do something. So you have to think about what type of work you'd like to continue. I have one aunt who just retired. She's mid 60s. She's basically starting a tax business. So every spring she gonna be doing people taxes, and she got a little office, and she's just built up a reputation over years of doing it. And also she's just gonna I'm gonna help her work on her marketing. We're gonna get her clients in there. We're gonna get her some workers. So it's like, oh wait, she's 60s. Yeah, she's 60s, but she doesn't want to go to an office. She wants to work for a part of the year, and this will be very common in the future. She wants to work for a portion of the year and be done from January to April, and then the rest of the year is hers. Trust me, I've seen people do it all the time. Ladder income, REITs, dividend stocks, tax liens, rentals, online business. You have to ladder it up. Like, I keep saying that word because I really mean it. And I think people watch this channel and they've been confused, or my message is confusing. And I always want to say, listen, I apologize for making the message confusing on here, but it's always been about ladder income, and we'll cross that bridge again. Future. What's the future for me? What's the future for the channel? Honestly, brand building, right? I've already worked on there's two people right now paying me 10K a month. And thank God. I appreciate any because they're on a different level conversation. Different level coaching, different level brand building. I'm so thrilled to be working with them in this capacity. Hopefully they'll be at a couple events I have in the future. Brand building is a serious thing, right? It just is. So higher level coaching for me, higher level coaching is people who are, hey, I need to do this project or that project, or I need a short term uh, contract on kind of thing. Quarter masterminds. I want to in the future do quarter masterminds, some that are more focused on real estate and investing and what people's thoughts are on them. I was scheduled to do a mastermind in March, but we haven't confirmed it down completely. If it's going to be before or after Grant Cardone's 10X, we've got to figure that part out. Okay. July Classy Climb Tour. I think it's the third week of July in Houston, Texas. Our goal is to have over 300 people there. So you'll see just too many ads May, June, and July building up to that, right? We're going to try to get everybody and their mama Houston out there. August boat party. That'll be the second week of August. If you missed the Classy Climb Tour and you still want to be at the boat party, that is definitely what will be happening the second week of August. It's been an honor to throw these. It's been an honor to see people in Frayson that I've talked to online. DC and Atlanta this year. Last year were a blast. I enjoyed engaging with those students, and this time with the Classy Climb Tour, I'm going to speak a whole Saturday, like just straight up. I think I'm gonna put whoever it is on Sunday, on Saturday, different speakers, but then I'm gonna just do a whole Sunday. Like, I'm gonna just break down digital income, what I'm doing, what I'm building, where I go, because I got a lot of stuff I'm doing for the next 90 days that I think will be interesting to people who come to that tour. So, Relationships. Why am I stepping away from doing so many lives is relationships, right? Like, dating someone and having to reserve that time for them and being respectful of their time. And that means dinners, that means afternoons, that means more connection. And for me, you guys know I am big on wanting children and wanting to go ahead and wrap this up, right? So for me, that's a focus and that's where I'm at. And so, you know, um, I just have no desire, honestly, to do lives from 5 to 10 when I know I'm giving that time to someone who is coming off work and also futurely will be giving it to children. So this is part of that transition and change, and like hanging out with friends impromptu, going to dinner with friends impromptu has been a pleasure and a joy, right? Going to my swim classes on Thursdays and Saturdays, going to these different places, not always going, I'm going to work, I'm going to work. What's the point of making all this money if you have no one to enjoy it with? You have no one to eat dinner with. You have no one to go do life with. It means nothing. So I get everybody on the internet is like, yeah, make money, pump it up, do all this crazy stuff. That's not real life. We see it's not real life. We see the unhealthy mental health of folks. We see people committing suicide at high rates. We see people really hurting themselves. It's unfortunate, right? So again, I'm calling it year long sabbatical at this point because honestly, I will part of the year I'll be out of the country. Then I'll be back really hard for the summer months as we do the construction and the permits come through. And then, classic climb tour and boat party. And then the fall, I'll be spending a lot of time with family and in certain travel destinations. So won't be here, will not be here. So it's a year long sabbatical at this point, and I knew it was coming. I knew it was time, and it's just time. Okay. Long-term travel. This is where people go, well, you making fun of passport bros and all those people. And no, I'm not. I'm not. I make fun of people who go out of the country with no money and no plan. That's dangerous. Whew, that's dangerous. People are like, oh, it's spontaneous. I'm like, nah, it's dangerous. So my monthly expenses outside of my business, clearly, like I gotta clear that out of that first, is less than 3,000 a month. That's why people make fun, "Oh, your car, you this, you that." I'm like, "Baby, I'm bump a car." You know what I mean? Like, being able to pick up and go whenever you want and can do it literally is the best feeling in the world. So again, again, most people are gonna have a place they store their stuff, or I've seen people literally pack everything, like pack every apartment, take all their stuff away, get out of Dodge, go stay in Mexico for 6 months. I've seen it and I respect it. I just have too much business documents and paperwork that is vital and has people's socials and information, and my accountants need it, and so I have to keep the space I'm at. And I have to keep a few other things, so it's about 3,000 at the end of the month, all of the total expenses that are like necessary. So you lock yourself into a $3,000 to $5,000 a month max travel. I've seen people do less, but that's some budget travel. So I call that 100 to 165 a day. I've had friends who traveled over to Portugal and had a whole apartment for $600 for a month. So it's possible. It just depends on where you're going. With the power of Airbnb, be careful, ladies. Um, you know, it made it much more accessible, right? So minimum 200 a day to 360 a day. If you put those together, so if I'm gonna keep 3,000 expensive and have 3,000 max travel, at minimum I need 200 a day income coming in, right? So this is where people get those numbers from on how to do that. Anything surplus of that pays debt. That's what it does. Period. For me, that's what it will do. So here's the business part of it though, that people that aren't me don't understand. So for me, my business ad spend is going to be 3,000 a month. It's already this month. I think we did 2K. I'm not certain yet, but it'll be around 3,000. Now, why 3,000? I have a lot of people in this space. I'm not going to name no names, just being respectful of them. They spend about 3,000 a month between Facebook and Instagram, and they make about 30 to 40,000 a month in course sales. It's not uncommon. It's not. Ravi Abubalo selling systems. I've talked about him on here. I think he's spending like 6 grand a month, 6 grand a day at this point, like 6 grand a day. He has a goal to do 100 million or something this year, some crazy number. So for me, 3,000 ad spend is like 100 a day, right? And the goal is to get 15 to 30,000 in return. Right, the marketing team cost for them is 6,000 a month, so that's 200 a day if you think about it. And my VAs are both 200 for the month for the per week. So at the end of the week, in the month, that's what, $800. So, what are other things that make the business run? Subscriptions like Jarvis, Blog, ClickFunnels, NutriKing, Verizon, Hotspot. We keep with us. All the phones. I think we have 4 phones at this point. No, we're down to 3. We got rid of one. Yeah, we got rid of one. That used to be tied to trucking. We have 3. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. 3 phones. And the reason we have them is because, one just answers certain things. And also, when we were trying to get business funding, we made sure to keep the line separate, right? Because I'd answer the phone, they'd be like, "Can let me speak to this person?" I'd be like, "Oh, yes, blah, blah, blah." And realize, oops, like they were asking about this other business. So we don't ever want that to happen again. We always want to keep them separate. So this right here, when okay, I'm gonna do 3,000 ad spend, but the marketing 6, that's 9 grand right there, right? Then you add the VAs, that's let's go ahead and say it's 10K to run your business a month. So when people are like, oh, your business can't be making that much, I'm like, baby, like our expenses are ridiculous. Like we have other expenses beyond this as well, but these are the bare bones here, right? So if you're a person telling me I'm gonna run a business, I'm like, do you have and the average guy that you see on some of these things are recording, vlogging, making their businesses. They do have VAs, right? A lot of them do. But if they spend 3,000 ad spend in a month, like they're Gucci. They don't need much, right? So overall, just to kind of give you an overall view of like how the business and life kind of runs together, the goal is 500 a day always with this channel, right? And that can be from everything, right? 500 a day, and that's my bare minimum to survive. Is 15K a month, but like our goal honestly is like 3,000 a day, so we have a million a year, right? Um, it's not as crazy as you think when you actually hang around other people who are like, "That's all." Trust me, I have friends who look at me dead in the face and go, "That's it, Erica. You gotta aim higher." So again, running ads about 100 to 300 a day gets us about 15,000 to 30,000 a month. In sales, again, I already told you in the previous slides, my only focus is the tax lien course. That's our number one pusher. Anything else we do would be like promo pages, right, on Instagram because Instagram is cutting up with us. So, if we want to, we literally book out 100 promo pages, every other month or every other 3 weeks or something like that. Why? Because let's say we want to promote a book, we want to promote the tax lien course or something like that. We want to make a splash really quickly. And if you're inside our digital real estate group or inside our classy climb group or inside our rise of 20%, we put all the promo pages that we reached out to on there. It's hundreds of pages that do promos and you can haggle all you want. I've some of them put together a package one time and the dude was like, dude, you can get on all 90 pages we have for $11,000. And I was like, ooh, that's crazy. Not for 24 hours a post. Nah, baby, you got to bring that down. You're trying to be greedy, but it happens and it's very common. This is why I tell you Ella Talks and all these people made 2 million off YouTube in the past 3 years because they use promo posts on Instagram. That's if you're a heavy duty Instagrammer. I'm a heavy duty YouTuber. So just different business model. I'd rather go around for like 3 days and make a comment on like 100 pages and bring that traffic back. But that's a whole nother story. So what are some of the things that encompass that? The Google AdSense I get every month, course sales, coaching, rentals and NC, cleaning biz, which is really, really I'm just running ad space for like my 2 contractors that are a married couple. Contractor with a creator. I have a creator put a big contract with me to do a lot of behind the scenes brand building for them. So that's been helpful. And events. So these are some of the things over the course of the year and literally those are 2 separate things. Like the run to ads for that one course and then all the other courses selling random times of the day, it happens because the channel's a mess because there's 2,000 plus videos and anybody can come in at any time and see a video and buy something, right? Coaching is an ongoing thing. Again, remember I told you I went off live, 22 people purchased coaching. Whew, like literally, and it's wearing me out, but it's good because it keeps me sharp, it keeps me on my toes, it keeps me what's on top of mind for folks. So again, we'll be okay. We'll be all right. We really have like one staff member left behind, and that's like an in-person person. And what their job, all their job is to do, is to hit the payroll button and send out checks for the rest of the year because we're paying off a certain debt. And once that's over, that's it. You know what I mean? And so I want people to understand like don't overcomplicate business, don't overcomplicate a lot of this stuff. What I'm telling you is not that complicated. It's possible for you to do it. If you're in my digital real estate class, I'll talk more on it. But yeah, brand building, year long hiatus, doing a live show is so mentally taxing. Talking to people and actually just being sharp and on point is hard. So we're going, we go. So true retirement, nomad movement. Again, these are the courses in the class if you have questions. And again, structure better. We're just going to be better structured, more systems, more SOPs, more emails, all that good stuff. And I'm glad for it because it's a learning lesson. So again, if you needed to understand where you're at in this equation, if you need a job, you need to be here on the job channel. If you need to talk about investing, you need to be there. And if you are just here for the commentary and enjoying this channel as it is, I hope you love it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope we keep you at the classic climb. If not, hey, it is what it is. All right, you guys. This is your girl Ericka, Classic Climb Blog. Later.